Hello, Geminis. This is High Priestess Jamila. Hello. I am here to do your almost personal past life love reading, okay? So welcome to the channel. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. You thumbs up on your way in. And that if you want a personal private past life reading, a more detailed reading, the link to my Etsy shop is below, where you can purchase readings and consultations. You can also cash at me at $Psychic Jamila, okay? My current reading prices are $30 for half hour and $60 for a full hour, okay? And $60 is the same price for the consultations. So they're all consultations, to be honest with you. But some of them are more so a reading, and those, oh yeah, those can get really detailed. Okay, so we're going to start out with the Pagan Tarot deck. We're going to look at either if you're single with somebody, what's your past life history with them, and what you can expect in July. So we're going to call to the spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, ascended masters, Hecate for protection. And then also connection. She is so powerful. Look, a card fell out. The Initiate of Pentacles in the reverse position. Okay, what messages do you have for the Gemini current, past, and future? Thank you. Sorry, y'all. Ooh. Okay, so I feel like I can see things not going so well with either an earth sign individual, or it could be a fire sign. The Initiate of Pentacles is in the reverse position, and then the Ace of Wands is reversed. Past life definitely does look difficult. But what I can see in the past life, first of all, the Empress is in the reverse position in the past life to start out. Seems like what I can see is money problems in the past life. Money issues from where you came from as far as your family. Okay? And definitely can see some consistent struggle in the previous life in the relationship because of that, Gemini. But I feel like bringing it into the current life, you know, this particular issue seemed to have caused a lot of problems in the relationship. And then you got the Six of Wands reversed, which represents, I feel like it was possibly family members, people in the family, whoever this is, that you know, this was, I feel like the past life that I'm looking at is a past life when things were just the way that they were, and it was nothing you could do about it. You know, it was kind of like, well, you know, we're poor, and that's kind of how your family was. It was just like, we're poor, and this is just the way that it is, and it ain't going to change. So there seems to have been a lot of oppression because the Devil card is actually in the reverse position in the past. So it was tough breaking away from that. Either it's you or them. It was tough breaking away from that. I can also see a Capricorn or a Taurus somewhere in the picture. But the Four of Swords comes up in the upright position, which represents peace and healing. And it can even represent finding your bliss. So I feel like the Four of Swords could represent things ending in the past. But then the World card comes up in the upright. And see, that's when a cycle is completing. And more so, I'm going to have to clarify what actually happened. Because from what I can see, I feel as though the situation did turn itself around for the better, just in general. Spirits, give me some clarity for the Geminis. Yeah, see, things turned around for the better. The Wheel comes up. Four of Chalices. The High Priestess reversed. And then Nine of Pentacles. So you can see a lot of ups and downs is what I can, because you see how it kind of goes back and forth. Kind of like Gemini energy, I guess. But the High Priestess comes in the reverse position, indicating that there was a lot of, I feel like a lot of dishonesty and things being kept secret, possible cheating. You can definitely see a third party. I would have almost thought that the Three of Chalices came up. I feel like there's definitely a third party from a previous life. I think it's coming up as that Devil card. Yeah, definitely that Devil card. Could be an ex-lover. So another thing that Spirits probably feels that you're bringing into the current life is this third party. And they seem to have built some kind of bridge to you. So there's definitely a third party that does seem to be an attachment. What I can see is somebody possibly having a child, using that child to create issues and problems is one scenario that I can see. For some of you, it could also be that, and this is supposed to be an almost personal reading, so I apologize for that, y'all. I can definitely see a third party that seems to come in as this very seductive person or energy, very seductive, that comes in and, caused some issues. The High Priestess can indicate, periods of time where maybe there was no communication, maybe there was unhappiness in the relationship. I feel like things changed a lot. Okay? A lot of changes is what I can see. A lot of difficulty in the relationship that you're bringing in from the past life. Also, you can tell that with the Nine of Pentacles in this past life, there was money that was obtained. So there was new money, and that can create difficulty for some people. So the relationship within itself manifested a lot of money. It's a lot of money that the two of you had together. So that's something positive that's coming in from the past life. However, you can tell that maybe possibly it was a situation to where, the money could have ruined the relationship possibly, or either vice versa. The relationship could have ruined the money, one or the other. Let me see what that is, because this is really tricky. Spirits, give me some clarity on the past, please. Thank you. Yeah, the relationship wasn't really secure. The money was secure, but the relationship wasn't. So, you can put a lot of emphasis on money, especially if didn't necessarily grow up that way. But you want to make sure that the relationship has a good foundation. And I think in the past life, uh, there was a lot of I don't care, the two of you taking each other for granted a whole lot. Then also the ancestors card comes up. Beware of the ancestors sometimes, guys. Beware of them. Even though it's not in the reverse position, I feel like the ancestors card represents in the previous life where maybe the relationship was heavily not approved of. Definitely with that Empress. Your mother can create a lot of problems in your relationship. They really can. They can create a lot of problems, especially if they don't approve of it. Just to let y'all know. Okay? They can definitely create a lot of problems. Now, Gemini, first of all, what I can see, another thing that I can see is I can see that at the moment, many of you Geminis are bringing in more than one lifetime of energy. So you're bringing in past life energy from several lifetimes right now, trying to work the situation out. So there's actually a few past life lovers. You can see here's a water sign in the future in July. It could be a water sign, but it could be just somebody that, has anger, has it out for you. This is more so kind of like an obsessive lover, which could be an earth sign too. Then you've got the initiate of wands in the upright position in July. And then you got ace of swords reverse and the initiate of swords upright. There is some energy, I feel like there is, in particular, this person manifests as either earth or fire that is from a previous life where, you don't necessarily cut people off. You more so cut off the bad energy that they bring into your life. So the ace of swords does represent where a lot of you guys are still carrying this in somewhere in the subconscious or somewhere in your mind, and it's something that you need to let go of from the past, because I feel like also at the same time the elemental of chalice is reversed can represent somebody not being happy in a relationship for whatever reason. They're just not going to be happy in July. Like I can tell that again, things seem to go up and down. You got one card upright, you got another card reversed. You got one card going upright, you have another card reversed. So there's definitely some past life memories. These memories can come from anywhere. They can even come from the womb. But it's creating insecurities. You know, even the initiate of pentacles that comes up in the reverse position is saying that right now at the moment the issue is that you may be trying to deal with issues with being secure, and insecurity can affect you financially as well as in your love life really, really bad. It can cause you, you know, issues. And then even trouble, you know, the Ace of Wands reverse kind of represents, feel like right now a lot of Geminis, y'all might have some low energy too with this Ace of Wands reverse. It's something that you're supposed to be rising above that seems to be, I don't want to say delayed, but I feel like it's coming around for you. I would have rather have seen this Ace of Swords in the upright position, but then the initiate of Wands does indicate some change that's coming up in July. Hello, Rainbow. Hello. Love and blessings to you too. Thank you. Yeah, insecurity will mess things up. It messes up everything. Being insecure really does. Let's do some clarifying. Spirit, give me some clarity on the future. There's a lot of court cards up here. More court cards. Hey, yeah, see, Three of Chalices upright. And then this Elder of Chalices came right back up in the reverse position. So again, I feel like things are sort of up and down. Up and down. And I feel like that's one of the main complaints about Geminis. But I feel like a lot of you guys, even though you may be dealing with an earth sign or a fire sign, that they are just as equally as up and down as you are. In fact, they complain about you being up and down while they're up and down at the same time. So I do feel like some negative emotions need to be released or let go of. Otherwise, you may find yourself, I feel happy. Now, if you're single, the same thing goes for you guys as far as with your past life. What I can see is a relationship that went bad in the past. And many of you Geminis in the past life, the ones that resonate with being single, many of you guys had sort of, y'all had to learn a lesson, you know, of, especially with that Four of Chalices kind of represents somebody that has everything that they want, but they're alone. You know what I'm saying? They don't have anybody to share it with. So, in particular for the single Geminis, I feel like a lot of you guys are probably going to run into your past life loves in July as well. Like you guys are going to, because that Three of Chalices is in the upright position. So I'm not saying that I don't see good things for July, because when I read for the Geminis, I'm reading for myself also, but none of this actually resonates with me. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I can see the good and the bad, and I can see what needs to be let go of. So there's at least three, or I would say at least 3 lifetimes that you need to kind of let go of those, not kind of let go, but let go of those negative emotions. A lot of air cards, fire cards, and then water cards that seem to be telling me that these past life memories create change, but it can also create negative emotions. So sometimes when you're dealing with your past life, it'll be like you'll be in another reality, you'll be in this reality, but you'll be playing out what's in the previous reality in your mind, and then you manifest it into the physical, is the way that that can happen. So I wonder why this Elder of Chalices keeps coming up in these water cards keep coming up in the, why are these water cards, why do these water signs keep coming up in the reverse position? Okay, so the trickery card comes up reversed and then it flipped upright. The judgment card and then the hubris in the reverse position. I can tell you this, whether or not it's you or the person that you're dealing with from the past life, you know, you gotta take, you have to take your love relationship serious enough to where you take their feelings into consideration, is one thing. Also, the judgment card comes up in the upright position. Possibly, you know, I feel like there's things that you need to use better judgment somewhere in the situation. Better judgment needs to be used, especially in the communication. So a lot of this does represent self for the Gemini, because you got two air cards that come up. One of them is upright and the other one is in reverse. So I do believe that you guys are going to be doing shadow work as well in July. Situation definitely could get negative. Oh, the trickery card also is indicating to me, spirit, you're going to be getting haunted. Spirits from the previous life in July. So the trickery card definitely does indicate that, you know, I have been running into a spirit from the past life that likes to hide all of my spoons and forks. I don't know what the obsession with that is. It used to be where the spoons and forks would just be gone. Now I'm able to find them, which is crazy. So you guys do have a bad spirit that does seem to come in. Feel like it makes you lose things. Makes things seem like what they're not, what they are not, but they are. So I do feel like you guys are dealing with spirits in July. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. A lot of people don't know what I mean when I say that. What I mean is that whether or not you know it or not, or are personally aware of it, or whether or not you acknowledge it, spirits can affect you as well as your loved ones. So it is best to either figure out a way to deal with these hauntings. And believe it or not, I actually advertise for helping people with these hauntings, because I do see a spirit that has been, you know, attached to a lot of you for quite some time. Not, you know, not even just to your mother, but just your divine mother, that divine source of your energy, which is why the Empress is reversed, and then Six of Wands is reversed, and then the Devil. is reversed in the past. So these are, I feel like this July, a lot of you guys need to work on yourself, Gemini, and be on the lookout for, spirits coming in that will sort of act as a third party that could turn things around in the negative. Because you ever be with somebody and you're not cheating at all, but they just could swear that you're cheating? Okay, that could further exacerbate the insecurities to where it ends up being these negative feelings that come about in the relationship, or either just in your relationships, period. Okay? We don't have a lot of people in here for the Geminis today. Oh well. Y'all not one of my most watched signs. The Cancers are. So you got Ambrosia that comes up. We're going to throw some final cards for the gems. You got the Honey card that comes up. You got the Impassive card, the Mandrake card, and then you got the Courage card. So, don't be a George McFly, okay, first of all. When you got something good, you need to hold on to it. I feel like a lot of y'all possibly are either going to meet somebody good or you already have somebody good. But I feel like you have to be able to put forth the effort. Okay, and then also the Time card in the reverse position represents going after what you want, so to speak, just in general in life. There's definitely something that you guys want to do when it comes to life in general. You know what I'm saying? I don't just see money, I don't just see love, but I can also see that you guys want completion. Okay, because the Three of Chalices does represent, happiness, peace, and, prosperity. Okay? But I feel like Spirits is saying that, there's definitely something for you coming up in July. Something that's really, really good. Dealing with, but mainly your love life, because this is a love reading. But the Courage card coming up in the reverse positions is saying that in July, Spirits feel as though there's going to be some extra obstacles that you're going to have to work through to get what you want, okay, out of the relationship or out of the situation. Like, almost like something is making shit difficult, and it just causes struggle. Like, it just seems like it's, you know what I'm saying, something simple is harder. And that's pretty much how energy's coming from the Devil card and the Six of Wands, both of those being reversed. That energy can come from that. And yeah, I do feel as though it could be family, but I still think that what Spirit is saying is that you know what I'm saying, it's something that you're going to have to deal with within yourself. You're going to have to look at self. Okay, look at self. Don't look at nobody else except for yourself. Okay, and then that's how you'll, you know what I'm saying, deal with the situation better. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to move on to the Cancers. I'll see y'all in a little bit. If you guys want personal readings, my info is below. Thank you so much for watching. Love and light.